close to my heart. So will you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Teresa Smith, and I'm with Volusia County Women Who Care.
And what is Volusia County Women That Care, that if they don't know when I say it 5,000 times a week?
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Shelley, for always being so incredibly supportive of the community and of Volusia County Women Who Care. Volusia County Women Who Care is a membership organization, all volunteer organization, and we get the opportunity to come together as women and men and meet once a quarter. In that quarter, our members have the opportunity to nominate any local, when I say local, because I know you're around the world, I'm talking about Volusia County in Florida, any local nonprofit organization serving our community. They nominate them, they get vetted first to make sure they qualify, they meet all the right regulations for the state and the federal government. And once they've been approved, they go into a drawing, literally in a hat, and we draw 3 at random. Those 3 have the opportunity to tell their story, why they make a difference in the community, and what they would do if we, members of Volusia County Women Who Care, supported them, and what they would do with those funds. And 3 of them get up there, they present for 10 minutes, tell us their story, and then we vote. That's the other privilege of membership.
And literally in an hour and a half, we changed lives.
Changed the lives. And in that short period of time, the organization that the members select as that quarter's recipient is now receiving over $37,000. It is life-changing, mission-moving. It makes a difference for these local nonprofits. The other 2, however, also have the opportunity to be heard, recognized, lift their mission, and they also receive a smaller grant from our Community Partner Impact Fund, which we launched in 2024, and we've since given 9 grants through that. They're smaller grants, but they're $1,250. But those $1,250 for those small organizations makes a difference, helps keep their lights on. It's life-changing.
It is.
And then plus they get to come back and do it again. They can continue to be renominated until they're selected. And so that's essentially how it works. It's hard to grasp. Some people think it can't be that easy.
Well, for $1.10 a day, as I always say, you can be part of this. Really, it's that easy to become part of this. Yes. I've been involved several years, and I am as excited as I was the day I started, because I'm a nonprofit and I understand the difference of what it makes. Right. And, you always make it sound like, and not being me, when you say the other grants, that is life-changing, Teresa. You don't realize that is life-changing. And think about it, when you first started, their big grant wasn't much more than that.
When we first started in 2017, Shelley, I'm glad you said that. I was preparing for today and thinking back over our history. I have this whole thing written up, but I know it pretty well. Our first grant was $3,000, right, and we were over the moon. And I was going back through our history, and it took us, at that time, I want to say it was 2018, our annual giving was $30,000.
Right.
Annually. Now we give more than that a quarter. We have grown significantly. And it's really due to members like you, and you lift us through your radio interviews, but also who spread the word, our ambassadors, and like amazing Kim Short I have with me, who is on our board. We do have a board. We are a 501c3. We meet all those regulations as well. We have a board that carefully manages this process to make sure that 100% of your $100 goes to the selected charity. We don't take any money from it. However, we have operating costs. So we have people like sponsors and people that contribute to our Community Partner Impact Fund, our members who become sustaining members and give us an additional $120 a year to help offset our costs, because we still have cost. Even though we have no salaries, we still have cost. And Kim Short, in particular, is an amazing, amazing ambassador, the best ambassador. I can't wait for you to hear from her. And her organization, or who she works with, is Daytona Toyota and DeLand Kia. And they, for now, what I hear yesterday, for the second year in a row, are going to sponsor our meetings. That is huge.
I mean, I remember when we didn't have all that.
Space, we have to pay for, food, and it's just, anybody that's ever done an event knows that you don't do it for free.
Nope. And it's so funny that people really think that. They think that all these people, I don't know, we don't bring covered dishes and plates. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why people think for a quality event at a nice place for an hour and a half that it just happens. The behind the scenes, we were talking about that before you even get here. This week is crunch time. This week is making sure all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, that everything's coming together, that the lists are out there, something new. Teresa's putting out a list of all the people that have, put their name in the hat. And I'm the dork that love that because I want to Google each, nonprofit and see what they're about. So we are honored to have you here, that you sponsor and the business that you work for. So introduce yourself. Tell us all about Kim.
Hi, I'm Kim Short, and I am one of the board members for with Volusia County Women Who Care. I am the marketing ambassador for Daytona Toyota and DeLand Kia, and we have been the sponsors for this year's meetings. And one of the reasons why I love that so much, and one of the things I love about our organization so much, is that we invite everybody to come. There isn't there's no cost for you to come. We want you to come. And let me tell you, the proof is in the numbers. If we have 30 new people that come, I'm going to guarantee you, because we've seen it, 28 or 29 of them before they even walk out the door to leave are becoming members. Because it is that impactful. The minute you come to one of these meetings, if you're a person that believes in the Holy Spirit, you believe in what it is to change lives and what positivity in an environment, what it looks like, what it means to you, what it means to a community, there is nothing. At 50 years old, there is nothing. And I've been involved with nonprofits. I've been involved with lots of things. Nothing that I've ever felt move me as much as being inside this room. There's no better way to say it.
I thought it was just me that thought that.
And you know what? And if I say it to anybody who goes to the meetings, they look at me, they're like, Kim, that's the best way to say it. And I said, I know. I don't know how to explain it, but that's what happens when you have hundreds of people who are mission focused.
Like-minded.
All in the same room. I've said before, I'm like, if anything ever happened to that room with all those people, I don't know what happened to Volusia County. Because our county is moved by the individuals. Those people are people that get together. They're not there to talk about people and petty things. They're there to focus on whatever it is that they feel very strongly about, whether it's arts and culture or children, foster care, or helping out our older society of people that we have here. It's all different things. There's not one area that's not touched or covered by them.
So before you became part of this, did you know about all these nonprofits?
Because of the kind of person I am and what I've been doing in my life, I've been the legislative chair for Volusia County Council PTA, and I've been involved in different other nonprofits on their boards. Yes, many of them I have, but nowhere near what I know now. There's 4,000 registered 501c3s in Volusia County. So when people ask me, well, I'm not really involved in, or I don't want to be on a board, or I don't know about nonprofits, I tell people, like, well, do you want to volunteer? Yeah, well, I don't know where. Well, then come to the meeting. Because even if you just come to a meeting so that you can learn about something new in your community, what better way to spend your time than with people who are actively looking to improve our community, and they're doing it in a structured way? You're talking about an hour, 2 hours of your 3-month time to go spend time with good people who want to make a difference. There's nothing better to do with your time.
No, and then what's really cool is since I've been involved, I was always involved with food drives. Okay, that's a thing for me because there was a time in my life years and years ago I struggled having food. Okay, so that's important to me. Well, now I've been involved with Daytona Dreams doing food for years. Now I see different organizations from Volusia County Women That Care that are now coming and donating. So I think last time there was 5 different groups of nonprofits that I'd never seen before there that are now coming, and I met them through Volusia County Women That Cares, because I really think it's like this huge resource. I feel like it's a huge Rolodex or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Every time I go, I leave meeting and I've been in this 40 years. 40 years I've been in the nonprofit world. Every single time I meet somebody new. And I'm excited to interview them. You know, when we first got together years ago, I said, well, I'm going to give you airtime. And she looked at me, what does that mean? Remember your
Right. I'm like, okay, right.
You know, she was just okay. And now we've done it for years. And last year, even at the end of the year, we brought everybody back as a recap of actually
so much fun.
Once they actually got the money. Because,
Right.
you know, when you receive it, it's weird. Okay.
It's a lot of money. I mean, and that's the one thing that we've talked about with couple. We just did it actually the last time. It is life changing for those
Yeah.
organizations because a lot of them are barely keeping their lights on,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden they have money where you know. I think it was the Visitation House. I think they were in need of a new roof or something.
Yeah.
There was something big, and I'm like, you look at some of these organizations and they've got some major project that's looming over their head, and you got these executive directors who are trying to figure out how they're going to make that happen because they know the weight of the world is on them now and what they're trying to do for their community. And all of a sudden, it's like they get this money and they're like, wow, that problem's gone.
Well, that's
I
why
can
we
fix
do-
that, and
yeah.
now I can focus on the future and really strategize on how I can help the community in a bigger way. Or they're able to really start to figure out a plan for how they can actually help more people in our community.
Yep.
And what I hate the word fair. I hate it because life isn't fair, but there's no other way to say how we give money.
Right.
I mean, you have a nomination process,
Right.
and then 3 names are pulled.
Right. And then we vote as the
And then
people
we
in the
vote.
audience. It's not like it's rigged.
And then we vote,
Right.
and then somebody wins, and truthfully, even the other 2 have won
yeah?
because they're not only going to get money, they got that exposure, like what Teresa was saying, and we've seen, the Early Learning Coalition. I think now, just lately, I think they've gotten pulled in the top 3. I think three or 4
Right.
times. And I'm like, look at the money they've racked up because people want to give more money to them. And I'm like, I think that they're close to probably like 10 grand at this
Right,
point.
right.
And they've been the losers of the 3.
And you know what? Also, they've got. I see them more now out and about.
I know.
Like they're going
I
to be
do
at this
too.
thing in Holly Hill.
Yep.
And I don't know if it's because we've had them in here and I'm paying more attention, which is great.
Right.
If that's all it is.
Totally agree.
Is that we've interviewed them and we're paying more attention, or what? But like I tell Teresa all the time, there was an organization years ago that was about a free ID. Okay,
Yep.
now being in the ministry, that's a big thing. Okay, we are a transit town, and that's a big thing. Well, I give out that organization's
Yeah,
number. I don't
exactly.
know how many times. She must think I'm a stalker because my phone fell in the river. Okay, so I lost everything. Teresa, I need that number again. But how many people just have got an ID because of you? Because you did this. And when I say because of you, I don't want people to think I'm a weirdo, but because of a thought, an idea, and you were bold enough to start it.
Thank you.
You know, in your living room with like 7 other ladies, and here you are all these years later, and there's organizations that are backing her and matching her. And I mean, it's contagious. It is so exciting, and it's exciting to go volunteer. I mean, I've known of provision packs forever. But now I've got to go pack, now I've got to do this. And so, and I could have done it before, but I didn't feel like it was accessible.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
It does. And I'm such a big believer in local community, and that's why I'm lucky for who I work for, because honestly, that's how they feel too. I mean, we just built a whole dealership with using subcontractors from our local
I
area.
love that.
I mean, that's just who we are. And so for me, I look at it and I'm like, who better to take care of our citizens in our community than us? We can raise money, we can help each other, and there's nothing like when hard times or something happen, when you look around and see the helpers and the people that kind of pull together. And what's great about what we kind of do with these meetings is that we're ahead of that. We're putting the steps in place so that when something happens that's going to affect any of these kinds of organizations, whether it be arts and culture, like we've just seen recently here in Volusia County, or it be children, or it be food, because we know that the whole food situation right now is a little challenging with what's going on in the world. We've got all these things in place, and we've got the ability for all these members to come together and decide what they're going to do and how they're going to help. And I'm telling you, there's guidance in that room that we don't see, because we see it happen all the time in there. If you haven't been to a meeting, you are missing it.
I think one of my favorite things over the years, and it's funny that this is my favorite thing, is Carol. because when we,
Oh, that's
you
a
know,
great story.
she's won a couple times, okay, and she's so humble. She was one of the first winners
Very.
back in the day.
She was the first winner.
Okay, she was the first one.
$3,000.
And then, you know, over the years, they put their hat back, their name back in the hat. Well, then she won the lesser amount. And then, but because of that lesser amount and her story, she got like furniture delivered and a place to, a rent free and just different things. Okay.
Yep.
Then came back. Her name got drawn because it's all fair. It's legit. They do it right in front of us. It's not like it's behind closed doors. It's live. Like, everybody does everything live
it's right there.
on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's live.
Yeah.
And she got chosen. And then we all got to go to the place. And that's probably one of my favorite things, is not only being all part of it, but then going to the check. Okay, so that we went to the check presentation, and it was like this gorgeous office, medical place.
It's beautiful.
Doctors were there, the mayor was there, and you just saw the community go. They took a breath because they knew there was help had arrived, but it wasn't just from the check. It was
It's from
people.
everything. It's
that
from the
were in that
notoriety
room.
of
Right.
it. Yeah, it's
Totally.
from getting up and speaking. You're telling people about it. It feels very strange to me how right as soon as somebody wins or is presented, I'm telling you, I go to a lot of events and do a lot of things. It'll be within that week. Somebody will need something that I have just heard about at that
Yep.
meeting.
Me too.
And I'm like drawing the line, like connecting the dots. I'm handing out numbers and like giving out things for people to contact these
Yep.
organizations. And they'll look at me and they're like, how do you know about this organization? I go, because I'm a part of Volusia County Women Who Care. You guys have to get involved. If you want to learn about the things in your community, you can be just like Kim Short. Go to the meeting.
Shelley.
Or
Or
Shelley.
Teresa.
Or Teresa. Start going to the meetings and start learning about new organizations. Put them in your Rolodex so that when you're having conversations with people and they're trying to find something that can help, whatever it might be, and believe me, there's something, as you know, for everything. You got them right there.
Well, we were talking about before we went on the air about a couple things. One was the college. Okay, we're so thankful to be at the college because we've
Yes.
outgrown everything.
Absolutely.
I was just thinking, what are we doing, the Ocean Center next?
And I have to say, we got to give a shout out to our board member, Kristen, because, I mean,
Totally.
Daytona State College and their foundation is, I mean, they're just amazing. I mean, what they do for our community, again, I mean, they're there all the time. I just spent time there the other day with the chamber because we did something for our high school students to teach them about soft skills. I mean, they're always there.
Oh, I got to meet an astronaut there.
Yeah,
She
they're
sent me to
always
a
there.
luncheon one time,
Oh,
and
that's right.
I used to work at Kennedy Space Center, so I was like, "Oh my gosh, there's an astronaut!" Because I've been part of that. And
Super
isn't it
cool.
funny? 40 years ago, and now I get to meet one while I'm sitting there. So you don't know who you're going to get to meet.
No.
But we were talking about the college and how wonderful they have been to us and gracious they've been to us. And I was talking about I had a whole bunch of clothes one time, and because of an interview that we did together, I knew there was a place to give to help these kids that are going to apply for jobs or going
Yep.
to do whatever. So I brought all my clothes there, but we were thinking about how we could help with this food shortage that we were just spoke
Yep.
about. And Teresa, what can we do?
Well, so yesterday, for those of our members who are on our member communication, I published a list of organizations who are in need of food. As we all know, with the SNAP benefits being on hold right now, there's a lot of people struggling, and there are always a lot of people struggling. But right now, it's front and center. And Kim, to your point, we have almost 400 members, women, who are predisposed to care, who want to take care of their community, and we can rally that force. And the money we give is life-changing, but also the other resources we have, the connections we have, our ability to come together and address emerging and urgent and current needs. And this is one of them. So food today is an urgent and current need. And so I listed that, published that list of nonprofits. On Saturday, there's going to be a big opportunity at the Speedway to donate food, bring food on Saturday, and Sunday to volunteer to help distribute that food to our community. Now, if you've never been hungry, it's hard for you to imagine what a blessing that is, to be able to know that, that there's a place to go. You know, one of the organizations we funded several times is Provision Packs, who give food in the children's backpack to take home each weekend, because on the weekends they still have to eat, right? Even though in the schools there's subsidies often, so they can at least have a hot meal at school, breakfast and lunch. So there's a lot of organizations doing incredible things, and is you both said so eloquently, the exposure you get through Volusia County Women in Care, the understanding you get, the depth of knowledge you get about what happens in your community. You can plug in whatever moves your heart, whatever you're touched to do. You can plug in. So that brings us to this point. Yesterday, one of our members got back to me. I published this list, and I said, if you've got other thoughts or opportunities, please let us know. And one of them said, why don't we, at our November 13th, fourth quarter meeting, which everybody is invited to, our 8th anniversary, where will be such a great celebration. We'll celebrate our members, we'll celebrate our sponsors and our in-kind donors, and we're going to do a lot of celebration and a lot of gratitude toward everybody that supports us. We're going to give it back. Hopefully, everybody's going to feel they're going to feel that they're really loved and we really care about them. And we couldn't do it without each and every member and each and every sponsor and each and every in-kind donation. So much. We're so blessed. But the thought was, what if we also ask everybody as part of this celebration and gratitude and giving back is to bring food?
Yep.
And so
that was easy.
That was easy,
Just
right?
crazy.
Yep.
That's not hard
Sounds
to do,
good.
right? But again, what we don't appreciate is those of us who want to give is that it's better in a more organized fashion, right? Because somebody's got to sort it, somebody's got to deal with it, somebody's got to do something with it. So our thought was at Daytona State College, because they are such an amazing community partner, incredible community partner. We love Daytona State College. We love Kristen and the foundation and what they're able to do for us each and every time on these meetings. They're so well organized, so well put together, and their staff helps us do that. They have the Hope Center, and which we funded years ago. It used to be called the Center for Women and Men, or I think it's Women and Men. But they have a pantry for homeless students.
Remember when we did the interview and we brought in all kinds of stuff? And it was so much fun.
The word homeless student never entered my brain. Never entered my brain. Well, now I have a grandson going to Daytona State College, and he's not homeless, and he's well provided for. But nevertheless, this kid can eat, right? And so
I used to say they open the refrigerator and just go.
Yeah.
Well, I have 3 sons, so
Right.
I feel
Don't you feel that moment? What is a box of cereal? Okay, they don't know what a box of cereal and a gallon of milk is. I know.
It's a snack. It's before you get to the next snack.
Right.
And so, but anyway, so they have a food pantry, and that the students are welcome to come to get food, and homeless students, and they have a clothes pantry. So because Shelley and I talked about this morning, and I haven't had an opportunity to talk to Rebecca, who heads that program at Daytona State College. I'm going to put out an appeal to our members to bring food that we can replenish their pantry. Not only do they have pantry now and a food closet now at Daytona State College on International Speedway, which is where we meet at the Maury Husseini Center, they on their other campuses they've opened up food pantries.
They've got
as well.
Deltona campus, they've got a DeLand campus, they've got a New Smyrna Beach.
Right.
They've got quite a few.
And they also have working parents, so they're sending food home to help them feed for these parents who are trying to go back to school and better themselves. They need help too, and so they're helping those students as well. So we're going to ask our members, and anybody who comes, and everybody's invited. No pre-registration required, no pretense. Just show up, feel that energy that Kim talks about and Shelley talks about. Learn about what's happening in our community. The network is incredible. We'll have about an hour. We're gonna start a little bit earlier, an hour and a half of networking, an opportunity to get to know who's there, enjoy, just soak up that energy. And then at 6 o'clock, the registration and reception is 4:30. 6 o'clock, we start 6 o'clock on the dot. You'll get to hear from those 3 incredible nonprofits that will be drawn that night. You'll learn about the community. You'll learn ways that you can connect and engage. But what we're going to do is I'm going to get more granular with this request because I don't want to overwhelm Daytona State College with stuff they can't really use. But when you think about what college students use, the things that they can, maybe it's the little boxes of, little
mac and cheese
or soups or
ready-made
stuff or, energy bars or drinks, things it's easy for a student to kind of grab and
protein
go. Protein drinks.
Yeah.
Think about things that are simple. They probably can't use a gallon of
things. And nothing nothing that doesn't have shelf life. I mean, we really do need to give them stuff like that.
Yeah, nothing perishable. You can't. You can't give them a gallon of ketchup. They're
no
not
pressure. Teresa's going to figure all this out today and get it out to us this afternoon.
I I will. I will be on the phone before the day's out with Daytona State College, and we'll figure this out and we'll get it out. But the point is, there's so many ways to come together. And right now, we're in a food crisis. That's always a need in our community, but right now is a time for us to step up. It's so easy for all of us to do.
I told everybody, with BOGOs, what I talked about on my morning show this morning. I said, I'm a BOGO girl. When I go to the grocery store, I always look at my BOGOs.
Sure.
Well, BOGO to me in my life means what I need, and then I give the other one away.
Oh,
so it could be a peanut butter. It could be a thing of potato, whatever that item is.
Right.
That is, you're going to buy it anyways. Okay. You're going to buy it for your family. So then give that other one away. Well, what an opportunity for us to come to the college, show the college we appreciate them allowing us to be there.
Right.
And even if, let's say 10% of us brought stuff. That's a lot of items that are coming. I have never been to an event with Teresa and we were supposed to bring something that we haven't blown it out of the water. Remember when we did the baby shower, when we went and presented the check over to the
visitation house?
Yep, we did a baby shower.
Yeah, I remember the baby shower. It was insane.
So here comes all the stuff.
But what's the saying about like 10% of the people do like 80% of the work? What is that? It's like some percentage thing.
Yeah.
But,
right.
Okay, so whatever the percentages are, I'm sure I'm getting them wrong, but it's like the Volusia County Women Who Care meeting and the people who are involved in that. That's all the people that are in that 20%. Tiny percent.
Yeah, right.
But it's the entire room.
Right. Yes.
So that's why that happens, because when you put all the doers in a community
in the room,
and we're talking hundreds of them in the same room, it's kind of crazy. It's awesome.
You know what I love is I love it. Well, now I'm super excited because we get the list ahead of time that we can start
I like the
Googling.
list too. I'm a big list.
Okay,
I like the list.
Me and you are so alike.
Yes.
Because now I can study a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I don't know who the 3 are going to be out of the 17, but I still want to know.
I like people to know, see what this is. This is look at the amount of difference we have on this list. This
I know.
Is not, you'll have sometimes the Ormond Beach Memorial Gardens, and you'll have the free clinic,
right?
And then we have the Council on Aging, and we'll have the Early Learning Coalition. I'm like, how more different can you? It's just it's so awesome. And animal organizations like Sophie's Circle just won. Yeah. So it's crazy. It's awesome.
But I love the fact that you don't know until you get there, the drawing, right?
Right.
But now you can pre-look at them because I think that's important.
Yep.
And I get so excited. I sit there and I was telling her, I have a hard time paying total attention because I'm excited. Okay, because I'm like, oh, I think I want that one, and then the next one. Oh,
it's hard.
It is very hard. But the cool thing is, they might not get the big amount. They might get the smaller amount, but then they can come back again.
Right.
And then even the big amount people have 3 years and they can requalify.
Right.
So, it's a constant turnover, a constant change, a constant excitement. Right. And I love that we are nonprofit. It's not like a qualification of only babies we're helping or only dogs we're helping or only arts we're helping.
Yep.
When we did the art one, remember we didn't know a lot about the arts.
Right.
And we did the interview and we both were like, oh, and then we went to the whole exhibit.
The Cult of You.
And I knew 3 of the people on the wall, but it's funny that I really didn't know about it until I came into the meeting, sat there, and got educated. And I have a funny story about her because she didn't realize she was going to get drawn, of course, right? She had to leave and go get the stuff out of her car to present, the pictures.
Yeah.
And everybody kept saying, where is she? Well, she had to park half a mile away. So she's running down the road and it was so cute. Remember?
Oh yeah, yeah. She's that was Cult of You, and the really interesting thing is, and Kim and Shelley, because you're part of this community, you can relate to this. All of that stuff matters.
Yes.
So
all of
arts and culture matters.
Yes.
All of
it. Our care for our welfare, our animals, our environment, our health and human service issues, they all matters because it adds to the civility, the quality of our life for all of us. And it adds to the bottom line. We have to support all of it because I hear people say, well, that's not, there is a hierarchy of needs. I'll give you that. But in our communities, in our wealth of our communities, we need to support all of it because there may be that child that is in foster care today who's an exceptionally talented artist. And the way they're going to thrive and give back to our world is through the arts. And maybe there's somebody else who the way they're going to give back to the world is through taking care of our environment. We don't know. We're nurturing all of it.
I agree with you. Teresa, I had this conversation with somebody the other day because they asked me, how can the arts ever win over, feeding people. And I said, well, I go, you got to look at it all as important. And the person who I actually thought did a really good job of talking about that was Preston Root. You know, I got to have an opportunity to sit with him, and he's a big supporter of us. And he sat with us with the Daytona Chamber in like a lunch and learn. And he talked about, you know, when people of means want to move into a community to start a business. Okay, so we're talking about the people that we really want to move. I mean, whether we like it or not, people are coming to Florida. And so who do we want in our communities? We want people who are going to be here to put people to work and who want to create a better community. Well, what is one of the top things on their list of what they want? Well, they want art and culture. They want it. I mean, they want that to be part of the environment.
Well, because especially if you're a mom or a nanny, you want your kids to have things to do.
It's in the top 3.
Right.
This isn't like, I mean, and this is coming from him, but not just him. This is coming from a lot of people who've done great things in our community. And that's why people will look at me when I say that and I go, it's true. You think about like the best places to live in the world, right. And they've got arts and culture. So if that should be on our list of things to support. And if you're a person who's always working like a lot of us are, it's a way to kind of shut your brain off and bring back and recharge your creativity and that's one of the things I love about like the Daytona Beach Symphony. So like so many of these organizations are involved with us, and that's why I kind of bring them up and these people, because they've all impacted me in one way or the other. I mean, I've always geared my support toward, you know, children because that's where my passion lies, but all of it's important.
Totally.
You know? So I love it.
Well, the funny part is some of it I don't feel like it's important when I walk in the building, okay, because maybe it's not on my radar,
right?
But then I hear the story, and I get so touched, and I change my stinking thinking. I do.
Well, and that's wonderful that you're open to that. Yeah. And you know, speaking, you brought up a really good point. I have another fun announcement.
Oh,
speaking,
we get her live on the air. So
look at all the juice we're getting today.
You just need to come in with us all the time because we get to do this all the time.
I know. Well, so this nobody knows this. So this will be,
secret.
The secret. So speaking of Preston Root and the Tiki Fund and another one of the pillars of our community, who's so generous, so caring, so balanced across this community. What an amazing individual to sit down with and talk with. And anyway, he works with Volusia County Women in Care, as you said, and he's been generous, and he's been, but everybody that, not everybody, but a lot of people that give, you know, they really are focused and serious about their philanthropy and how they give and how they want to impact this world, particularly those who are, you know, pillars of our community. And so one of the things he's passionate about is youth and making sure that the leadership of youth, and that they're stepping into the role in our community to support our community. They're coming behind us. So they're going to be the next generation that are going to support the arts. They're going to support
He's building the bench. He wants to build that bench,
right?
Yep.
And so one of the ways we're going to do this is we're very, very fortunate to have several interns that help with Volusia County Women in Care. It's the way that we do certain things we do. And so we've been going back and forth about, you know, how can he support Volusia County Women Who Care, can support the youth coming up, that next sort of
our next
generation, and expose them to women that are in that room and men that are in that room at Volusia County Women in Care. Because can you imagine as a student walking into that room, everybody you'd ever want to meet is going to be in that room and can help you. And they're going to, every one of those women like Kim Short are going to reach down and offer a hand to bring you along with them. You have to be there it is such a perfect venue. Well, anyway, he is going to offer an annual donation to a student that we nominate, an intern student. So we will announce at the 8th anniversary, our 4th quarter meeting, we will announce an award from Preston to one of our interns for outstanding leadership. Yep. And this will be an unrestricted gift to this particular student. I'm not going to say more because the student doesn't even know it's happening, and this student's going to be so surprised.
Just think of every time we talk, something else is happening, and that's how it is with this group of women and men, but mostly women. I mean, I have met some really people that now I'm just friends with, you know, but I was kind of intimidated by some of these wonderful, prestigious people in the room. I'm not going to lie, I was. I thought, well, I'm not worthy of that, or I'm not, in their level or whatever. They're no different than me. They still get up every day, brush their hair, put their clothes on, and start
One
their
leg
day.
at a time.
Yep. But but when you're first, you get kind of in awe, but then you realize we have the same goal. We have the same vision.
That's it.
We have the same thing.
Yeah.
We love being part of this community. We love our community, and we want to find ways for this community to step up and to prosper and to do good and to be there when there's a hurricane, or to be there when somebody gets hurt in a medical crisis. You don't know who you're going to meet today, but I'm telling you, you're going to have a resource that you didn't know either by coming to this meeting.
Yeah.
Because I have so many new resources from coming to these meetings that when I hear that story, I could say, you know what, maybe WAPN can't help you, but let me call so-and-so.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I mean, it's many voices, many perspectives, all of us coming together, and we have one voice. It's the most, in my opinion, powerful ministry here in Volusia County.
I agree.
Because there's nothing more active or powerful than a group of hundreds of individuals who care enough about their community to each go after whatever they feel like their purpose is, collectively now getting together and deciding to help one of our own.
You know what?
It's just, it's magical. It really is.
Glad you said that, ministry.
Yep,
You know why?
because that's what it is.
Well, I'm a ministry. I
Yep.
take care of lots of churches in this town. And I got a lot of flack. I'm just going to tell you, live on the air, about this whole thing. Because they're like, well, why are you into all these nonprofits that aren't ministries? Because they all are ministries. They're all loving, helping, encouraging, strengthening, building. Okay. So I said, I want to be the bridge. I want WAPN's airwaves to be for all these nonprofits also, so that when the church needs help finding that ID, or when the church needs help finding out about a foster home or a foster group that will help in the middle of the night bring them a bag of clothes or a blanket or whatever the item is.
Yeah.
So that has been my life goal these last 3 years, is building that partnership between the church and all these nonprofits, using our resources together to build a bridge.
It's active work. It's the beauty of why we're all different. I mean, in that, again, just this week I got to sit with some students and talk to them about things, and I said that. I said, listen, everybody here is uniquely different, and we're supposed to be that way. And so what I'm good at is not what you're good at, and that's okay. We're all just supposed to figure out what we're good at in life. It goes back to also how we spend our time and how we make things better. I mean, I don't think that everybody can get in front of a stage and run a meeting like Teresa can.
Nope.
That's not everybody's calling. I mean, they don't want to do that, nor should they do that. I've seen some of them. But I've seen some of those same people, rock it with one-on-one people and individually, and help them through some of the hardest times of their entire life. I mean, we could talk about the domestic abuse council, like some of those people. And I look at some of the stuff that some of these people are dealing with, and they're amazing. It's just, it's great. It's
I know.
wonderful.
I mean, we went to the building of the new homes here in Holly Hill.
Oh, yeah.
There's
The
going to be, Habitat.
Yeah.
All these new homes are going up. We got to go there that day, and it was, when I'm sitting there, it's funny because the property it's being built on is one of my ministries that have been on WAPN.
Right.
And
it was
that
the church.
yes, the church, Emmanuel. It was their property, and the church had burnt or something, and then the land sat there crazy empty, and then somebody came along, was able to do, and now 30-something homes. And I felt like it was full circle.
It's wonderful.
I mean, I just am in awe every time I go.
Yep.
And I'm
Yep.
so
Well,
thankful.
that's another great segue to a great story, and I'm sure everybody that's listening, hopefully you've been inspired by what you've heard, and you'll come. Where you talk about being intimidated walking into a room, the
Not anymore.
But the intimidation isn't because there's all these high level officials. There might be, but everybody. The idea here is that everybody can do this. Now, not everybody can give $100 a quarter, but most people. So it's more of an equalizing thing. So all of us, it's $100 a quarter.
Remember, we figured
per
it out.
person.
It's like $1.10 a day.
And
you can't even buy a bag of M&Ms anymore. Okay.
It's a collective action. And so what this is about us collectively bringing our talents, as Kim said, our unique talent, our unique offerings, whatever that is, we're bringing them, and we have a place that collectively collectively, if we bring them all together, like my $100 may not be mission moving. It could change. It could be helpful, but not mission moving. My can of food, but if we bring us all together, then we can have huge impact. We can move mountains. It's what we can do together. So I encourage anybody that's interested. But the segue I was going to make with what you talked about, we went to the Habitat for Humanity to their opening of their new community, which is amazing. They were one of our presenters. They did not get selected, but they did get the $1,250. So in an interview here with Shelley, we asked Lori, what will you do with that $1,200? Here's what they did with it. One of the young men in one of our local schools wanted to do a project to help Habitat for Humanity. Well, he's too young to volunteer. He was only 14. But what he decided to do, he said every child needs a desk to study, to be able to, to have a place designated for them. So he built 6 desks for those 6 of those homes, 6 students, out from that money. That money supplied the materials for him to build those desks. And so now he, as an individual, was able to express his personal talent, make the difference he wanted to make, and now just think how many children, their lives are going to be moved in ways we don't know. Now that this is my desk, this is my place to put my books and, my pencils, and I can study,
Yep.
You don't know. You have no clue.
That's another tearjerker. That
Right.
It's WAPN Holly Hill, WAPB Madison. That right there, I met that young man that day, and he's just honored to make a desk. And I think of the little child that's going to sit at that desk that can do homework. Right. And, they didn't have a place to live. They were living with relatives, whatever. And now they have a roof over their head. And I love the whole organization because you have to do sweat hours. You have to do stuff.
But I also think it's even bigger. Like I look at like kids, and when they get that opportunity to do that first thing where they figure out how good it feels to give back to a community, and I don't know when that is for everybody, but it does happen usually. It changes their trajectory. So that young man will probably go into doing, I would imagine, a whole lot more service in the future. And whatever he who knows, he might be, he might be a general contractor.
That's
one
what
day.
I was thinking too.
And he might be, the guy who decides to donate, a house a year to some family. I don't know what he's going to do, but I can promise you that if that was a positive experience for him, it will not be his last.
Yep.
And so that's the thing about when we impact people. You are setting them, it's a ripple. It makes them want to do more.
I see it every time
And the
I walk in
more
there.
we can do that and we can grow that, the bigger this becomes. And that's what's happened. I mean, it's amazing when you think about what Teresa said when we first started. The fact that she was annually raising $30,000 to give out to organizations, and now just the top winner got a $37,000 check. In 8 years, that's not like that's one quarter. Like that's massive, when it comes to, the percentage of growth. So yeah, it's the right place to be. It's the right organization.
And you don't feel intimidated anymore. I want to declare that up. It was that moment for me. But then it's so funny because now I've become friends with hundreds, literally.
And there are some big people in that room. I get it. I hear what you're saying. You'll be like, wow, these people are so-and-so. And you're like, wow, they're like a big deal.
But you know what the funny part was? Some of them I didn't know they were a big deal.
And it's probably better that way. And that's the best part is in that room, there's so many people. There's so many people in that room who they don't know who people are. And it's great.
It is. Because now I walk in and I'm like, I just go find my little place, and the next thing you know, I'm talking to this person. They'll go, you're, and then you go, we're all in the same little town. We're all related kind of in a way. We're all family in a way. And it just, I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
the
love
biggest
it.
problem we have now is that you get there and you're like, wow, there's a lot of people here.
Well, you have to get there to get a parking place.
Yeah, you're there and you're like, this is like, we were just discussing it at our last board meeting. We're like, this is a really good problem to have when you start to feel like the energy and what's going on. Because if you're not there, you don't understand. You're missing it.
Just come out, people.
You're missing it. You're, as somebody who has a fear of missing out and likes to go to every single thing that there possibly is in this community.
And you do.
And I try really hard, and I pretty much do. If you're not at this meeting and you live in Volusia County, you are missing the boat.
I totally 1,000 100% agree.
Yep.
So where are we going? How do we do it?
All right. So where we're going, the fourth quarter meeting of 2025. So your last opportunity to engage, at least for this quarter. But don't worry, we'll start again next year. So you're not going to miss it if you can't be there. It's November 13th. Registration opens at 4:30. It's at Daytona State College on International Speedway, 1200 West International Speedway. It's in the Maury Husseini Center, which is our culinary school, which is absolutely beautiful. If you've never been there, it's a lovely facility. There is parking, a lot of parking because it's a college, lots of parking, but you still want to get there unless you want to park a couple parking lots away. And you walk in that room, and as Kim and Shelley have so eloquently said, you'll feel the energy, you'll feel welcomed. It's not, I mean, the intimidation is like, wow, look at this. I can't believe how many people here, and it's such a beautiful facility. There'll be some food, there'll be some things going on. It'll be exciting. But this particular quarter, we really are going to make an effort to show our gratitude and our appreciation for our sponsors, our in-kind donors, those individuals who have made this possible. Every member makes it possible, but all those that surround us to help lift us, we were going to celebrate them. So we're going to start that in the reception. So there'll be some recognition going on while you're having your glass of water or tea or wine or whatever it is you'd prefer. While you're enjoying that, you're socializing, you're getting to meet people. We'll have some recognition going on, but at 6 o'clock we'll start. 6 o'clock you will hear a little bit about the last organization that was funded. We'll wrap that up. They'll draw 3. Those 3 will be invited to the stage. They'll present for 10 minutes, tell about their charities. As a member, if you join that night, you'll have the opportunity to vote. If not, no pressure. Nobody's going to twist your arm. But as Kim said, you'll probably be inspired. You'll probably want to join. It usually happens. And then while those votes are being tallied, it is that simple. There's nothing magic about that. There's a group of volunteers that are literally taking your paper ballot and counting them and making
you don't put your name or nothing on it.
No, it's an anonymous vote, and they're tallying them. While they're doing that, we'll continue that recognition, and then once we have that announcement, we know the tally. We'll announce who the recipient is for this quarter. Nobody loses in this exercise, I promise. Where we talk about winners and losers, there's no loser in this.
No.
Anybody that gets up there, I think your story about Carol Killian and the Volusia Free Clinic was a powerful story of how she got up. They were not selected that quarter, but told their need. They needed a facility in Volusia County in Daytona. They had lost their facility to see patients, and before the meeting was over, they had someone approach them that wanted to make an introduction. They had a 5-year lease, donated space. They had contractors step up, redid the whole space to a clinic, setting.
Yeah.
And all of it donated. And also then they introduced him to another doctor who was retiring, who gave him all the medical equipment. This all happened because she stood on that stage and expressed a need. And something like that happens every single time.
It's the most organic thing. I mean, and here's the other thing. If you're in that room or you show up and you find me or Teresa or any of our board members or anybody in the room who's been around, we probably know some way to help you too. So even if you don't get pulled, if you were to come up to me and say, Kim, I got this issue, and I don't know, I need some help.
Do that at a meeting.
Yeah, we do it all the time. I do it every day. I mean, if I can find a way, Teresa, I can promise you, anybody in that room, our minds are problem solvers.
Right.
That's just the way we're kind of wired. So if you come up to us and you've got some kind of an issue and we can figure it out, and we can, because we have that network there, we're going to really try to help you. We're going to try to figure out whatever problem it is that's kind of your hiccup for your organization. So, I mean, just even that alone, if, forget about it's priceless. Right. It really is. The network you're going to meet and the way we can help each other and the way you're going to walk out of that room feeling because of the fact that you feel like you have the support you need is game changing.
I agree. I've seen it happen numerous over and over and over and over.
Because you're with the right circle. It's like what, again, I have to go back to the kids again this week because they are just always such a driver for me. But I mean, I talk to them about, who do you spend time with? Who are you spending time with around? Because that's gonna put you in the right place. It's putting yourself in the right people, with the right people and in the right place to put yourself and your organization forward. Even if you don't get pulled. I can tell you, talking about how you like the list, and so do I. I've already created my post to try to tell people about this organization, right? My social media post. And all those organizations are going to be listed on it, and they're all going to be tagged. And I got 5,000 people that follow that. Well, I got almost 6,000 people that probably follow me alone, but I've got other places I push that out to. I mean, and that's what's going to happen.
Right.
And other people are going to do the same thing. So just your organization being on that list is going to get some notoriety.
That's life-changing alone.
Exactly.
I mean,
because they're
as a
going to see it. They're going to be
nonprofit-
like, Kim just talked about them. I saw that somewhere. I read that. It starts to happen like that too.
Immediately.
It's just little things like that that starts to make people, grow and get that help that they need.
Totally. I mean, it's word of mouth on steroids.
Yep.
It really is.
Yep.
It is because when you have women that we like to be problem solvers, we like to help meet a need. We do. We just like.
Right. Yep.
And it just becomes like that old telephone where one person told one person, told one person, told one person. That's what happens. I mean, it just goes around the room, and our brains are just going. Oh, I could be part of that. How can I help out? What can we do? Like when we were talking about the food beforehand. Okay, what do you want us to
there you
bring?
go. Bing,
What are
there
the
you
10
go.
items?
Right,
It's no brainer.
Yeah, I
So-
mean that's exactly how it works. It's that simple. And if I had $1 for every time that somebody goes, "Wow, Kim, how did you know how to solve that?" I'm like, I don't know. It's like a game to me. I love it. I love connecting the dots of like, you have an issue, and I think we know how we can solve that. And if I can't figure it out right away, usually within a day, I have figured something out. It's a game for me. But I'm not the only one like that. And for whatever reason, the circles of people in that room are very
think we're
much
all part of
like-minded.
those dots.
Yeah, it's a dynamic thing that kind of just runs through our blood, I believe. And that's another reason to want to be in that room.
Well, I hope everybody comes out next week. Tell us, is there a website? Is there a way to get what should we do between now and then so we can be ready for next week?
So you can always visit our website and learn a little bit more. You can see the list of organizations that we've supported, give you a feel for it, the amount of money they've received. So you can just explore. You can see who's on our board, see who those leaders are. I mean, we are so fortunate to have Kim on our board, to have you in our corner. But there's a lot. There's so many like that, and everybody brings their unique talent and skill. So go to our website. It's Volusia County Women Who Care.com, VCWWC.com. There's many ways to get there. .org if you want. We've hopefully made it easy for you to find us. I think if you enter VCWWC or you enter Volusia County Women Who Care, we're going to pop up.
It starts popping up before you get all the way there.
Yeah, we'll pop up.
It does.
So
Yeah,
we're
it
not
does.
hard to find.
We don't even get all the initials in.
No.
It's popping.
Yeah, we're not hard to find locally. I encourage you to do that. You're always welcome to call me. I am just a phone call away. So I am Teresa Smith, and I am the founder of the organization, but also available all the time. So please call me with any questions. I would give you my phone number, but it's so funny when you think I would know my own phone number. No. I know my phone number from forever, which is 703-401-0096. But we also have a Volusia County Women Who Care phone number,
She answers either
and
one.
I answer either one. So just call
4:30.
4:30, November 13th. It's a Thursday. If you're looking at your calendars, it's a Thursday, 4:30. The meeting itself starts at 6. Come, socialize, enjoy, soak up that energy and you know what? We all need hope. And this brings hope, right?
Absolutely.
In times where we feel like things may be a little chaotic and we're out of our control a little bit, we need hope.
Well, this is
And
a
gives you hope.
gratitude thankful month.
Yes.
And if
It
you
is.
want to have gratitude and thankful, just come out next Thursday night.
Yeah.
No, really.
I it's funny that you say that because I think it's so perfect that we end our quarter in November
Yep,
for
so
that
right.
exact reason.
Yep.
Because
We are too much
it's
alike, Kim.
It's a month of gratitude. Well,
It
because
is.
we think like that's how we think. And if anybody can't get a hold of Teresa or they want some more information on something, I'm pretty much on every platform as Kim Short. And you can also call me. I am 386-316-9588. And I respond to texts, private message, anything. So just reach
call the
out.
station. I'll help you because I'm part of it. So.
Absolutely.
Thanks, ladies. It's been so much fun,
Thank
and I
you,
appreciate
Shelley.
you.
Thank
and
you,
then
Kim.
within 2 weeks after, whatever happens next Thursday night, whoever gets picked, they'll be back in here with us, and we'll do a live interview with each one of the 3. So
Awesome.
It's just another thing that we keep doing and doing to let
amazing.
the world, the community, and people say, why is it so important to the world? We're a transit town. Like I said, you might be in Virginia right now listening, and you're coming here during the snowbird time,
Yep.
and you might want to hook up with food or with whatever, the college or whatever. So we look forward